Hello everybody, this is Kenneth Marks of the Ancestor Hunt. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a free resource that is available to you to search for Texas historical newspapers. There are 3.5 million items available, brought to you by the Portal to Texas History and the University of North Texas Libraries. Of those 3.5 million items, some of them are newspapers, and there are some that are not newspapers. However, I would encourage you to take a look at this resource because there are a number of items that may be very useful for you for searching your genealogy. So let's take a look at this free historical newspaper site and see what we can find. The URL is quite simple, texashistory.unt.edu. Again, it is the Portal to Texas History. We do have the ability to do a simple search here at the top, everything, books, maps, photos, and newspapers, but we're going to try and do an advanced search. First, we're going to click on newspapers and then go to advanced search. And let's look at the advanced search capability. You can type in the words here. You can use exact phrases, and it looks like I have a Boolean and you've got the ability to exclude words with the none of these words option, and you have a date range capability, and you can limit your search to certain institutions, collections, and languages. For example, you can limit it to a certain library, a certain museum, a certain college, etc. if you wish. You can limit it to certain collections. As you can see, there are quite a lot of them. You can limit it to a certain language or a certain type. For example, newspapers here, pamphlets, papers, patents, photographs, clippings, etc. So you've got a lot of options. So let's go ahead and type in a search phrase and see what happens. I am typing in Henry Pound, who happens to be a relative of mine who I know is in Texas. So let's see what we get. Let's push the search button. And there we go. We came up with 15 total hits, and they are listed here with a thumbnail. It is everything, but these happen to all be newspapers. Now over here on the left is a very useful feature that this particular site provides, and that is you can limit your search results to certain counties, to certain decades, to certain titles, or certain collections. In this case, they are all part of the Texas Digital Newspaper Program, but let's limit it, for example, to El Paso, because I know he was in El Paso, and let's limit it to 1919, just for chuckles. And we come up with 7 results. So in order to look for a certain result, you would just click on it. But before we do that, let's take a look at the stuff here at the top. You can remove some of your limitations if you choose. You can sort your results by title, creator, and dates. And you can, with these options, you can do a brief view, a grid view, or a list view of your results, whatever you like to see. So let's pick one. Let's pick the second one here, May 23rd, 1919. And up comes the first page of that particular newspaper. And here is some citation information here that is useful to you. You can click on citation or metadata to get more information about that particular publication if you wish. But if you want to search within that publication, you do need to click the search button again. Now you could change the search terms if you wished. Obviously I wouldn't want to do that in this case, so let's just click search and see what happens. And up comes the one result. In order to see the result, we go ahead and click on the page, and you will notice here down towards the bottom that it highlights my search term in yellow. Now you can't actually read it because it's quite small, so what we're going to do is we're going to zoom it over here by hitting the zoom full page option. And you see now instead of yellow it's an orange highlight, and let's blow that up a little bit so we can see it much better. And let's do it one more time, and now we just hold our mouse button down and scroll up, and here we go, a Vaudeville Saturday Night article with Henry Pound in it where he's going to sing. I happen to know he was a singer, so it is likely that this is my Henry Pound. Up here at the top, you can scroll through different pages of the newspaper, and you can print that particular view if you choose. You can also take off the highlighting, which I'm going to want to do right now by just clicking on that. I can click it back on or off, and I want to do that because I want to save this article. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my snipping tool, and I'm going to snip this article. And I'm going to save it. And I'm going to just change the name of the file. And likely what I would do in the file name is also add the citation information so it's all in one place. And I'll go ahead and save that. And I'll just close my box here, and there's the article again. I can go back now, and there's the page that it was on. Over here on the right, there are, like I said, there's a couple of other options. You can click on citation, and you can save the citation, which is quite detailed there. There is metadata available, and you can actually share it within Facebook, Twitter, whatever, if you choose to. Normally I would not do that. So let's go back just to refresh real quick. As I said, you do need to search twice, once to get to the newspaper and once to search within the newspaper. So you're going to want to remember to click the search button up here so that you don't bring up the first page of that publication and say, where's my article with Henry Pound in it? You don't want to do that. So this is really a very simple interface, and it's quite useful, especially the ability over here on the left, as I showed you, to limit the results to certain dates, months, counties, publications, etc. That's a very nice feature. So I would encourage you to use this particular site if you have Texas ancestors or relatives. Again, it is brought to you by the University of North Texas Libraries and the Portal to Texas History. A great number of newspapers. I can't give the exact number, but there are 3.5 million total items, many of which would be very useful to you for your genealogy research. I encourage you to take a good look at this. Again, I said it before and I'll say it again, it's free. And I will end with this. Happy hunting!